All right, so good morning, good afternoon. Is it afternoon? It is afternoon. Happy Friday. Today we're going to talk about the Central Park jogger case, aka the Exonerated Five. And we're going to talk about why Donald Trump's involvement with this is particularly heinous, and why, right? Because there's a lot of people that don't know why Donald Trump is involved with this. Okay, so you know, we've talked about as a society about how Donald Trump, Elon Musk, these are violent narcissists, and one of the traits of a narcissist are that they're opportunistic. And so this video is about how the current Republican candidate for president, Donald J. Trump, in May of 1989, after Trisha Mealy was running in Central Park, she was assaulted and raped. Okay. Basically, 6 teenagers were indicted. Charges were dropped against one, and then the remaining 5 were convicted of charges and served sentences ranging from 7 to 13 years in prison. So, something to understand is that those boys falsely confessed, were exonerated. The person that did it came out and said, I did it and I did it alone. And DNA confirmed this. So keep that in mind. And 5 black boys spent anywhere from 7 to 13 years each in prison. And I would argue that because within 10 days, and that's what we talk about being an opportunist, within 10 days, Donald Trump took out ads in 4 major newspapers, cost him over $200,000, calling for the death penalty. So he was trying to get these boys killed, using the legal system as pawns. And it's not that he got away with it, because there's going to be a lot of people that are going to say, well, he didn't get away with it. And it's like, no, but each of those people spent anywhere from 7 to 13 years in prison. And I'd argue it's as a direct result of the pressure that attack ads in the newspaper in 4 different newspapers. I mean, think about this being in the newspaper in 1989. "10 days after 5 boys falsely confessed." And it probably affected the length of their sentences and how long they spent in prison. And you gotta think about, like, you're voting for that guy that used his money power to influence outcomes he wasn't directly involved with. I mean, this is on top of committing treason, of being a philanderer, a cheater, of being backed by Russia, China, Saudi Arabia, right? He's the reason gas was so expensive. He signed an OPEC deal that was Saudi friendly, and then they paid Jared Kushner $2 billion. And that's why your gas and your bacon and your eggs was so expensive. And then also, he sexually assaulted and raped 26 women. It's also alleged that he committed sexual abuse against other people. And I think we got some information ahead of time, and we're just kind of waiting on that to come out to the public. But if you'd like to go look at the Jeffrey Epstein files, again, fair warning, it's pretty triggering stuff. The kids were pretty young as 10. So when I think about who I'm voting for between now and November 5th, it's certainly not Donald J. Trump. I'm voting for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz and Democrats down ballot forever because they have a plan to move us forward. The other guy will use his political power to influence your sentencing when you commit a crime that he's not even involved with. Like, do you know how racist this is? Like, how racist that is? Like, he just felt like those boys did that, and he used his money power, and it had to impact their sentencing and how long they spent in jail. Why would you spend $200,000 if it doesn't? Right?